Hello and welcome to TradeFlow Television,
bringing you valuable analysis and actionable intelligence
for the global commodity markets.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
China has accelerated imports of crude oil, propane and liquefied natural gas (LNG) from the United States since July, but total energy product purchases through October remain far short of targets for 2020 set out in the Phase 1 trade deal with Washington. Over the first 10 months of 2020, China's purchases of U.S. crude oil, LNG, propane, butane and other energy products totaled $6.61 billion, about 26% of the $25.3 billion target, according to Reuters calculations based on Chinese customs data. The $6.61 billion accrued through October marks a five-fold jump from the $1.29 billion amassed by end June.
Oil slipped from 7-month highs on Thursday as signs of growing supplies helped to halt a rally driven by optimism that COVID-19 vaccines will revive fuel demand. Brent futures LCOC1 had risen to nearly $50 a barrel this week after three major pharmaceutical companies announced progress on vaccines that could start to be rolled out before the end of the year. Full story. But Brent was down 67 cents, or 1.38%, at $47.94 a barrel by 15:35 GMT on Thursday, having dropped as much as $1. The contract gained about 1.6% in the previous session.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Exxon and Total are in negotiations over their massive LNG projects in Mozambique, with each seeking to extract more gas from a shared field that straddles the two developments and cut costs, three sources familiar with the matter told Reuters. The talks between the energy majors also involve the Mozambican government, according to the sources, as it has to give final approval to any new agreement. The field that straddles the projects happens to contain gas that is thicker and therefore cheaper to extract and convert into LNG than reserves elsewhere in the projects.
Russian central bank said on Thursday that OPEC+, the group of leading oil-producing countries, may delay a planned increase in oil output from January 1, 2021 as the pandemic has negatively impacted the economic outlook and oil demand. OPEC+ is due to raise output by 2 million barrels per day (BPD) in January, about 2% of global consumption, as it moves to ease this year's record supply cuts. With demand weakening, OPEC+ has been considering delaying the increase.
Moving on to metal price moves.
Gold gained on a softer dollar on Thursday and as a mounting number of COVID-19 cases and their economic toll raised investor expectations of further fiscal and monetary support. Spot gold was up 0.5% at $1,813.50 per ounce by 13:05 GMT. U.S. gold futures were up 0.4% to $1,812.10. The dollar index held close to near three-month lows, raising gold's appeal for other currency holders. Meanwhile, an extension of coronavirus restrictions in Germany and a weak growth forecast for Britain kept European shares flat. Trading was expected to be thinned by the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday.
Australia's Pure Minerals Limited said on Thursday it signed a non-binding offtake agreement to supply nickel to South Korean battery maker Samsung SDI Co. Limited. Samsung SDI, which counts Ford Motor Co. and BMW as customers, is looking to buy 6,000 tons of nickel per year from Pure Minerals' Townsville Energy Chemicals Hub, Tech, in Queensland. Nickel, a key component in electric car batteries, has seen increasing global demand as companies and countries strive to reduce their carbon footprints.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. China's biggest wholesale food market has suspended the sale and storage of chilled and frozen meat and seafood as the government ramps up inspections of cold chain goods after several new cases of coronavirus infections. The Xinfadi market in Beijing, which was at the center of an outbreak of COVID-19 cases in the Chinese capital in June, has disposed of products and disinfected over 100 cold storage units and shut down their power, the state-backed Beijing News has reported.
That is all for today's news on the commodity market. Stay tuned to TradeFlow TV as we continue to provide you with more updates. You can also follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow TV1, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop.